Hi sewing friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mary and I'm the person behind the sewing birdie. In today's sewing video, I want to show you how to sew my brand new pattern called the Libra Dress. You can find the link for the pattern in the description box down below. It's a very beginner friendly pattern. You only have to sew a few seams and your dress is done. You can either make the dress version or the top version from this pattern. Because I wanted this pattern to be as beginner friendly as possible, I will show you multiple options of how to finish the seams. You can finish them with a French seam if you don't have a serger, or use your serger if you have one. I will show you also how to make it fully lined and reversible, so you will have two garments in one. And has a cute detail at the back, this twisted shoulder. So without further ado, let's get sewing. To make the Libra dress, you will need your fabric, pattern, and matching thread. You can either make the dress version or the top version, and I will be making for this video the top. Now let's discuss the fabric. This pattern is for woven fabrics, lightweight to medium weight fabrics. You can use natural fabrics like linen, cotton, muslin, viscose, and also synthetic ones like polyester or rayon. I am using for my top version a lightweight linen. You will need fabric for the main panels and for the lining panels. For the lining panels, you can choose to use the same fabric if it's lightweight, or you can choose another type of fabric, lightweight of course. In the sewing instruction file, you will find more details about the fabrics and the quantity that you need. I wanted this pattern to be beginner friendly, and I also wanted to offer an option if you don't have a serger to finish the raw edges. So that's why I thought to make the pattern with French seams. Of course, if you have a serger and want to use it, you don't need to specifically made it with French seams. You can also stitch the regular way and finish the seams, the raw seams, with your serger. But in this video I will demonstrate how to make it with the French seams. Also, I want to mention that if you have a fabric that is with a pattern and you don't want to have the center seam because it's disturbing the pattern of your fabric, you can place the pattern on folded fabric. If you are cutting on folded fabric, don't forget to remove the 1 cm seam allowance from the center front and from the center back as well. So now moving on with the French seams. So we'll be starting to make this French seams on the center front and the center back. So place your panels with the wrong sides together. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. So my fabric doesn't have a right or a wrong side because they look identical, but make sure if you have one, if you have for your fabric a wrong and a right side, make sure to place your panels with the wrong sides together and align your center seam. You have to stitch the center seams with 0.5 centimeters first, from the top of the neckline way down to the bottom. Also repeat these steps on your lining panels as well. Trim half of the seam allowance. So now press your seam to one side, either this one or this one. So I have pressed the seam and now I am bringing my right sides together like so. So this is now the wrong side of the fabric, and I am aligning my panels and I will press again on this center seam. So this is the seam pressed, and now you want to stitch again with 0.5 centimeters from the top of the neck until the bottom of the dress. When you will stitch here, you have to make sure that you will enclose totally this raw edge here. So I have pressed once again the seam to one side, and now this is what you want to achieve. No raw edges showing. I have made here the back panels, so now I have to repeat the same steps for the front panels and of course for the lining panels front and back. So now the next step is to stitch the shoulder seams. So take your back panel with the right side here, and here is my front panel, and I'm placing them right sides together, and I am aligning the shoulder seams, and I will stitch here with 1 centimeter seam allowance, and I will repeat the same step for the lining panels. And I have also pressed the seams open. Now the next step is to place the lining and the main fabric right sides together and match at the neckline. Matching the shoulder seams, pin this in place. And now let's stitch all the way along the neckline. And now bring your seam allowance towards the lining panel, and you will have to understitch the seam allowance on the lining panel on the right side, right next to this fold. After stitching, I have also pressed the seam, and this is how it should look. This is on the wrong side, and this is on the right side. Moving on, we have to stitch now the armholes, and we'll be doing this with the burrito method. So you will have to grab one side of the armhole, roll it, and put it here in the middle of the other armhole. Now take the top layer and the bottom layer and bring them right sides together. And you'll have to make sure that this is rolled between the layers of fabric. So pin this in place, bring the other ends together, So now we have them with the right sides together. The other part is sandwiched between the layers like a burrito. And now we have to stitch from one end to the other end with 1 centimeter seam allowance. Make small cuts along the seam allowance of the entire armhole. Make sure you don't also cut your thread. And now from one end, pull the burrito filling so you can turn it on the right side. So this is how it should look. And of course, let's press also the seam. Now let's repeat the process for the other armhole. So we will roll this here, bring these two together with the right sides, pin them in place. And again, let's stitch. Now we have to create the twist, and you'll have to place your garment with the right side facing you. So this is the main fabric, this is the back panel, and I'm grabbing the back panel and simply twist it over the neckline once. And this will create the twist. And now it's time to stitch the side seams, and we have two options to do this. You can either make them with French seams again. So to make the French seam again, you'll have to stitch on the right side. So make sure you have the wrong sides together of your garment, and you'll have to open the lining like so. Match your armhole seams, and you will have to stitch here with 0.5 centimeters from the lining past the armhole and down to the bottom of your garment. And this is stitched again on the right side, the wrong sides facing each other. This is also an option to finish the side seam and you don't want to make the French seam. So you have a short lining like mine and you don't want to make the French seam. You have to place them right sides together, stitch, and of course then you'll have to finish the raw edges with a serger or a zigzag stitch, because if I fold this edge will show, so the lining won't be covering my raw seams completely. So I will also have to finish this part with a serger or a zigzag stitch. I will particularly finish my top with the French seam also for the sides. So I have also finished the side seams with the French seam, and now the final step is to hem the main fabric and the lining panel. And here we have two options. If you have a serger, you can use it to finish maybe the raw edge of the lining and also the raw edge of the bottom of the main fabric, and then flip the main fabric over to the wrong side and stitch, and leave the lining, if you have a lining, shorter only with the serge part. If you don't have a serger and you want to finish another way, you can make a double folded hem for the main fabric and for the lining as well, towards the wrong side. If you make a double folded hem, one tip is to trim this seam of the French seam a little bit, the corner in a V shape, and this will help reduce the thickness when double folding the hem on the French seams. And I have made also the hem. I have made a double folded hem both for the lining and the main fabric, and this is how the top looks. This is on the wrong side and this is on the right side. The twist is forming nicely and all done. Now let me demonstrate how to make the dress reversible, and I will be using half scale blocks to be easily to demonstrate this. This will be one part of the dress, one face, and the yellow one will be the other face of the dress, so I've cut them the same size and the same length. I will be placing the panels right sides together, the front, the back, for this fabric and also for the other color, again at the center front and center back, and I will stitch here with 1 centimeter seam allowance. And now let's press all our seams open, and now place your panels, the front and the back panels, right sides together and stitch at the shoulder seams. Repeat for the other fabric. I have also pressed the seam open, and now after stitching, press all your seams open. And now place them right sides together, matching the front panels and the back panels, the seam shoulders. Stitch them along the V neckline. At the V neckline, make a little cut to ease this. Turn it on the right side, and we have to again press along the neckline. Because this version will be reversible, we won't be under stitching the lining part, the seam allowance. Now it's time to stitch the armholes with the burrito method, which I have already showed earlier, so I will be doing the burrito method and come back with the next step. So I have finished the armholes with the burrito method, and now it's time to make the twist. So grab the back panel on either side of your fabric, which one you want, and simply twist it. And I have formed the twist, and now it's time to stitch the side seams. So bring your panels at the side seams, right sides together, matching your fabrics. Like so, and we'll be stitching from the bottom, the armhole, until you reach the other bottom of the other fabric. Yeah, so this is how it should be looking. And now simply turn it on the right side. So this is it. And now you will have to make the hem for both fabrics, and you can either make a double folded hem and fold it towards the wrong side of each fabric, or you can serge and simply fold and make a simple hem. And this is how it should look if you have it on this fabric. And here it is on the other side. Arrange your twist as you like. And this is how you can make the reversible version. And that's the end of this sewing video. Thank you so much if you stayed with me until the end, and I really hope you enjoy watching it and that you will make your version of the Libra dress. If so, make sure to tag me on Instagram using the Sewing Birdie, because I would love to see your creations. To support my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more sewing videos. And I hope I will see you next time. Happy sewing!